And today it is Wednesday, and for a lot of us, we've done exams, but for some, we still have some left to go. But I do wish for everybody best of luck for those who have done, those who still have some time, or still have some exams. But anyways, best of luck for everyone, and welcome on our show. On our show actually. Okay, been stuttering since it's the vacation. But today we do have a different topic, and it's about the emotional freedom technique. It's something really new to me, and hopefully we'll be learning something new today. But before going anywhere with the topic or anything else, I do want to welcome my friend and colleague, Minna. So how are you doing tonight?
I'm fine, thank you, Aston. And how are you?
I'm doing just fine.
And how are you, viewers? Today we have a very special episode. As Aston said, it's about emotional freedom technique. And we will have today a very special guest, Dr. Hamoud Al-Abri. And he's gonna talk. He's gonna discuss with us all about the topic today. But before introducing to him, I would like to welcome my dear colleague Marwan. How are you, Marwan?
How are you doing? I'm fine. Welcome everybody to our show tonight. Today, as Esther said and Minna, are going to talk about the EFT, or the emotional freedom techniques. Well, it's maybe not a lot of you know about this technique or this organization or whatever, but it's really, really very important. And we have our guest today, Dr. Hamoud Al-Abri. How are you doing today?
Hi, thank you for having me as your guest today. I hope I can add some new information about this EFT and enjoy your time.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's always a pleasure to have a guest of your magnitude telling us about something new. And the EFT is something that, for me, it's really new. And I do want to remind everyone, if you want to share our topic with us, you can always pick up the phone and call us on the numbers that always pop up on the screen. And there is also the email, which is tfg_ksa2@live.com. Once again, that's tfg_ksa2@live.com. You can send us anything you want about anything you see. We'll be welcoming your emails with open arms as always. But starting with the topic, and it's all about the EFT, something new to me, and I bet it's new to a lot of you too. And starting off, I do want to ask you, Dr. Hamoud, what is the EFT? Basically.
Okay. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional Freedom Technique. From the name of this technique, it's give you freedom from negative emotions. So this technique is a stress relief technique.
Mm-hmm.
We can going through the steps of this technique, it can help us. It's a self-help technique to release negative emotion.
Mm-hmm.
And when we say negative emotion, we mean sadness, fear, anxiety, anger, any kind, you can name it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all these negative emotions that we experience in our life. Sometimes we don't know how to deal with it. We don't know what to do to get rid of this feeling. Sometimes it stays with you days, weeks, months
even, yeah.
Yeah, and this technique will help you to release this negative emotion in minutes. And that's the power of this technique.
Well, that is really amazing and interesting, honestly. But let's say that I'm a normal person, and as everyone else, everyone has their own problems, their own stress, their own everything. Own share of problems, own feelings. So basically, we will need some kind of stress relief.
Yes.
So if I'm a normal person and I can, let's say, get rid of it by time, it takes me maybe a day or two, but eventually I'll get over it.
Yes.
But for some, they may have some kind of problem. So is the program for the normal person who can get rid of it normally, or is it for the person who actually, just lives with the feeling for a long time, and it could actually affect his health?
It's really a technique that I hope everybody can use in daily basis if they have like daily stress from work or from school or from family. I hope they can learn this technique and use it as a daily base. But most of the people, when they begin using it, they begin dealing with some issues from the past. Because, it's the first time I'm dealing with the past, so I have this experience 10 years ago, this experience.
Some kind of trauma, maybe?
Yeah, trauma or something. I have to deal with it because I never in the past deal with these kind of experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a self-help, and that's the good thing of it. You don't need a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
You can just learn it and just do it. Sit down in your room and think about the bad feelings you have about some experience and just do this step. this technique is really a new, as you mentioned, it's new. Most of people never heard about.
Yeah.
It's
Need for one.
yeah. It's a mix between the East and the West. So it's goes back to the Chinese medicine.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Chinese medicine, it's really one of the oldest medicine in the world.
Some of the oldest practices.
Yeah, practice like acupressure, and all these good stuff. But when it went to the West, they make it user friendly. So this old mix of techniques, they try to make it so simple that anybody, anybody, like children, can use it and benefit from it.
It doesn't include using tools or
Nothing.
special
You
tools.
just use your fingertips, and that's the power of it. It's a tapping technique. When I mean tapping, you do tapping on some points on your body, and that will help you release the
So,
symptoms.
in those, you told us about many cases. Do I have special finger movements for each case, for anger or for depression? Do I have special movements?
Steps for each
Yeah.
kind of negative emotion. The good thing, it's good for all. It's the same steps for every kind of emotion, negative emotion. So when I learn the steps, I can use it for any negative emotions. So I just would like to if you allow me to
Please go ahead.
give you the steps.
Because we've been talking about the intro, about the EFT itself and what it is, and if you could tell us just how can we actually practice it?
Okay.
What can we do actually?
It's 4 steps. Okay. Let's begin with the first step. First step is always identifying the emotion and give it a number on the scale. Yeah. How bad is it?
How sad am I?
Yeah, like from 0 to 10. From 0 to 10, how sad am I? How angry am I? And from 0 to 10, and I just put it on the scale. And when I need to know where am I on the scale,
Determine the level.
After I finish doing the technique, I want to see the results.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any changes from the technique or not? So let me say that I'm anxious now. I feel some anxiety. 9. Okay. So I know where am I on the scale. Then I go to step 2. Okay. Step 2 is tapping on the karate chop like this, and I say an affirmation, and it goes like this. Even though I feel anxious, I deeply and completely accept and love myself. Even though I feel this negative emotion like sadness, I deeply and completely accept myself. I say this 3 times, even though I feel this negative emotion.
Okay, why is this so important then? I mean,
So this is important. This second step is very important to first say that I'm feeling this, and
so it's like
be
acknowledging
true,
the problem.
Yeah, acknowledging the problem that's there, and also the second part of this affirmation is saying I deeply and completely accept myself. I'm trying to say to myself, even though I'm having this difficulty, even though I have this bad experience, I'm a good person. Okay, I don't want this experience to affect my self-image. So
Your self-esteem,
self-consciousness. Yeah. So even I have this fear, even though I have this sadness, even though I have this negative emotion, I'm a good person. Okay, I don't want this to affect me from inside and affect how I look to myself or look to the world outside. So this is step number 2. Step number 3 is most important step. It's the tapping on the meridian points. I use my finger, the index finger and the middle finger, and I tap on the first point is the eyebrow point. Okay, like this. I can tap on both sides, like this. Side of the eye, I do the tapping. This is the
And
next
also
point.
the other side.
Yes, I can.
Okay, is there some kind of, any number of taps that I need to...
It's about from 7 to 10. And while I'm tapping, I'm focusing